Hi everybody, it's Gemma. Welcome back to Pampered Wolf. Today we are going to be doing a foundation review and wear test on a brand that I have never tried before, and I am really still quite shocked that I've never tried this brand because it's always sparked an interest in me. I've just never gone out and purchased any of their products, which is pretty silly really. Anyway, today we are going to be reviewing the brand new Hide and Chic foundation from Stila, and hopefully this will be the way things are going to go in the future, and maybe I'll do a full face of Stila review in the very near future, just so I can try some of their other products. We're going to see how this goes on today. We're going to see how it wears. This is not a first impressions review. I have been using this for at least 4 days now, so I know exactly how it's going to wear on my skin. I know exactly how it performs on my skin at its best. So I'm going to share that information with you today. Before I do a little bit of bump on this product, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. I upload on Mondays and Thursdays at 8 PM London time, and I am also on Instagram. If you want to follow me on there, it's at Pampered Wolf, all lowercase, no spaces. Let's do a little bit of bump on this foundation. So this is the brand new Hide and Chic foundation from Stila, £31 in the UK, $39 in the US, and you get the standard 30 mils worth of product, which is 1 fluid ounce. Now you get 30 different shades in this, and I am very pleased to say that it is quite a broad spectrum of shades. What I will say about the shade range, however, is that the palest shade is actually the one that I have, unless you have a really cool complexion. So there is one that is slightly paler for a cooler complexion, but I've gone for the one that's more neutral warm. So this is Fair 2. So if you have a paler complexion than mine and you do have a neutral or a warm undertone, you will possibly struggle to find a shade that is pale enough for your skin if you're wanting to try out this foundation. Anyway, it'll give sheer to very light medium coverage. It gives a natural satin finish. Stila is a cruelty-free brand. This is humidity proof. It's got Irish sea moss in here, which will improve texture and hydration over time. And it's also got plant collagen extract in here, which will firm the skin and improve the skin's elasticity again over time. So let's get some of this on the skin. Okay, so it says shake well to activate. That is exactly what I'm going to do. It must be incredibly important because there are reminders to shake this product before you apply it absolutely everywhere. There's one on the bottle and there's 3 reminders on the box. So it must be incredibly important. So I'm going to make sure that I do that before I apply. This is an incredibly liquidy consistency. Very, very fluid and runny, very thin. So I am going to be applying half with a brush and half with a sponge. It actually says in the instructions to apply this with your fingers. This is not a first impressions review. I already have applied this with my fingers over the weekend. I feel like I get the same, if not similar results using a brush or a sponge, and I don't like to get my fingers all messy, but I wanted to make sure that you were all aware that it does say to apply this with your fingers. So I'm going to take my Pro 230 brush from Revolution and just start applying that with the brush. Now, this is not going to be for everybody. And the reason I say that is because if you want a full coverage, or even if you want something that is a proper medium coverage, this is not going to be for you. This is a really light coverage foundation. It's extremely lightweight on the skin. It goes on beautifully and it just evens all your skin tone out without covering up absolutely everything. So I can still see my freckles through this. I can still see a lot of imperfections through this as well. But I really like the coverage of this. But again, if you want medium coverage, you can actually get medium coverage with this, but it takes a lot of product. So let me just fill you in on my skin and the status of my skin. That is not even a thing, is it? My skin is single, or is it dating in London? No. My skin is quite dry at the moment. If you are new here, hi, welcome. My skin used to be quite oily and then I went on medication which made my skin actually quite dry. So It's in really good nick at the moment, but I did go swimming with the kids on Saturday, and the chlorine in the water always has an effect on my skin. So my skin is slightly drier than it would be, but there are no massive dry patches at the moment. Let's move on to the sponge for the other side of my face. Now, because this is so liquidy, this product, it does try and sink in to the sponge really quickly. It sinks in very fast. So if you're applying it with a sponge, you do have to be a little quicker. Again, like with all foundations, if you're applying it with a sponge, you are going to get a lighter coverage. And I'm already on my third pump of foundation. It doesn't look like I've got 3 pumps of foundation on my face. This is still a very natural coverage, but I am using a lot of product. By the way, if you do use your fingers to apply this product, although I don't like it because it's really messy and it gets in my nails and stuff, you are going to use less product if you massage that in with your fingers rather than using a sponge or a brush. So it is more cost effective using your fingers as your method of application. This is such a beautiful natural coverage. I don't think you'd be able to tell that I got foundation on my skin. However, like I said at the beginning, I don't think this is going to suit everybody. If you've got some rosacea on your skin, maybe some different patches of redness or discoloration, maybe you've got quite a lot of acne scarring on your skin that you want to cover over, this is not going to work for you. I've got a feeling you are going to be able to see severe redness or discoloration through this. If you look on my cheek area, no, I haven't tried to build this up yet, but you can still see a little bit of my acne scarring through that, and my acne scarring has faded so much over the last few months. So I have been able to build coverage on this side of my face, but I've just got that feeling that if you are wanting medium coverage, just go for a different foundation. This is a beautiful foundation, but it's for people who want light coverage. So I really like this. I think it is super flattering on my skin. I'm gonna go and put the rest of my products on and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the finished look for today. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. I am really happy with how this foundation looks at the moment. We will see how this wears throughout the day. This isn't going to be as long a wear test as I would have liked. I was supposed to film this yesterday. So much happened this weekend, I just didn't get a chance to do it. So I am doing it on upload day, which means we're not gonna get as much of a wear test today. I'm really sorry for that. But I have been wearing this constantly throughout the weekend, so I can fill you in on my thoughts and feelings a little bit later on and how long it lasted for on the days that I've been wearing it previously to today as well. So I am really happy with how this is looking on my skin at the moment. One tip for you, this does need powdering in place. It does stay slightly tacky to the touch, and if you don't powder it, then all the other products that you're applying on top, especially if they are powder products, not so much if they are liquid or cream products, but if they are powder products, they can look a little bit mottled and patchy in areas, and I forgot to powder this in place, so you will see when I show you this in natural lighting. Let's just have a look at that now. As you can see on my cheek area, my bronzer does look a little bit patchy where it's clung to any damp areas of the foundation and not clung to areas that aren't damp. However, this foundation has not sunk into any dry patches whatsoever, which is a real result. It looks absolutely beautiful on my skin. It's really lightweight. It just feels like I don't have any product on my skin whatsoever. So I've absolutely pounded my fine lines and wrinkles, especially the ones around my mouth, with a blending sponge to remove any excess foundation from around those areas to prevent the foundation from sinking into those fine lines and wrinkles as the day goes on. When I was applying the foundation, I actually thought that it was applying better on the brush side than on the side that I applied it with a sponge. Having gone in natural lighting, I completely now disagree with what I thought right at the very beginning. It's a much smoother application, it's much more fluffy flawless on the side where I use the sponge. So just bear that in mind if you're thinking of picking this foundation up. Anyway, I am going to go about my day. I'll see you all in a bit. Hi everybody, welcome back to the check-in. I've actually managed to do a much longer check-in than I actually thought was going to be possible today. But anyway, I have had this foundation on for just under 9 hours. And I think we'll all agree it still looks pretty amazing in this lighting. Let me show you it in natural lighting. Now I say natural lighting, the sun has gone in here, so I can't film outside in natural lighting. So it's sort of semi-natural lighting, indoor lighting. It's not going to be studio lighting. Anyway, let me show you this in semi-natural lighting. So as you can see, it's done really, really well. It hasn't started to break down. It's all intact. Let's just go through the positives of this foundation. It's cruelty-free, it's unscented, it's lightweight, you get light coverage, it evens out your skin tone, it doesn't accentuate pores, although if you're wanting something to airbrush your pores, this is probably not going to be the foundation for you, because although it doesn't accentuate them, it also doesn't airbrush them either. It doesn't sit in any dry patches, so I would recommend this to anybody who has dry skin. It's a very, very hydrating formula. In fact, it's so hydrating it does remind me of the Fenty Beauty Hydrating Foundation, although it's a much lesser coverage. This one also doesn't oxidize on the skin, so that's a major, major plus for me. I like a foundation to stay the same throughout the day, and this definitely has done that. It matched my skin tone right at the very beginning, and it's matching it now. It hasn't gone any darker. So let's just talk about the couple of negatives about this foundation, or you might see them as negatives. So this is not transfer resistant or transfer proof. You press your phone against your ear, there is going to be some transfer left on your phone when you take your phone away from your face. Also, this is really light coverage. This is not going to cover all the secrets in your soul. If you are wanting a foundation to do that, don't pick this foundation. So who would I recommend this to? Whose skin is this going to suit? So I would definitely recommend anybody with normal skin, anybody with dry skin. If you've got really, really dry skin, I would definitely put a hydrating primer on before you apply this, like you would any foundation. I would also recommend this to anybody with combi skin, and if you have oily skin and you've tried this and you love it, please let everybody know in the comments section below, because I've no idea if this is going to wear well on somebody with an oilier complexion. So this works really well with a hydrating primer on me or a mattifying primer. They look completely different, so it will still keep the natural look of the foundation, but if I wear a mattifying primer or an SPF, it increases the longevity and it decreases the dewiness as the day goes on. I really like the dewiness on my skin, but if I'm going to be wearing this for over 12 hours, I will definitely put a mattifying primer on or a mattifying SPF before I apply this foundation first thing in the morning. I really like it. I've really enjoyed wearing it. Super, super lightweight, and you can definitely make it last longer depending on what primers you put underneath it. And there will be a video coming up of my favourite primers and my favourite SPFs that are mattifying for longevity of foundations coming up very, very soon. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful in some way. If you have, please do give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget, I am also on Instagram if you want to follow me on there. It's at Pampered Wolf, all lowercase, no spaces. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. There is a watermark in this corner. If you click on it, it will take you through to my homepage where you can subscribe. And don't forget to click on that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. I upload on Mondays and Thursdays at 8 PM London time. Hope to see you all in the next video. Bye.